Okay, so as always, the solution to whatever the problem was just to restart stuff. Wonderful. Thanks, Bane. Where's my bot? There's my bot. Okay. So we're back with the Sunday stream. We're continuing Final Fantasy VIII. Yay. Why isn't Disc 2 automatically inserted? It's supposed to remember that, isn't it? It's been a while since I played a multi-disc game on PS3, but isn't it supposed to remember that? Oh well. Alright, let's go and do stuff. Okay, so the faculty has rebelled in the name of Garden Master NORG and is trying to round up all of the seed members. Because, you know, the best way to take on an elite military unit is to send students who are training to be that elite military unit after them. Yeah, pretty much, Bane. I have no idea what was wrong with it, but I just restarted it. Restarted the software. Yeah, now it's fine. Oh no. A ball. Maybe I should have rested. Well, they've obviously got Fire Junction to attack. I need to change that. Bomb is far too common an enemy to deal with this. Nice. I like it when it works first time. So, I went back to Final Fantasy VIII Remastered on Thursday or Friday. I forget which. I'm messing around with it, and having spent a bunch of time with the original version recently, it's unbelievable just how jittery the menu is. Because in the original version, the menus are 60 FPS, while the game itself is at 15. But in Final Fantasy VIII Remaster, for some reason, the menus are at the same frame rate as the actual game. And it feels like something you wouldn't necessarily notice, but going back to it after spending time with the original more recently, it feels really bad. Okay, Berserk and Curaga. No, I want... There we go. Fire. I don't think we've run into any ice monsters, so I guess Blizzara is a fine idea. What are we rocking? Nothing. Alright. You know what? I'd be curious to see what your response to the US version of Final Fantasy IX is. Because, you know, the PAL version has the slower refresh rate because of the hertz, but the clock didn't change. So it's impossible to get Excalibur 2 in the PAL version. Because the clock runs faster than the game does. Yeah, I think... No, because I've been playing the Dreamcast version of Resident Evil 3 recently, so whether or not you'd know what you sit on there, I don't know. There we go, now we're doing damage. Huh. I forget, isn't that the reaction to ice magic? Well, that worked. Yeah, I actually, oh. Because the game's running faster than you're expecting. Interesting. This is a weird little joke that runs through pretty much the entire game of Zell really wanting the hot dogs, but the hot dogs are always sold out. It's very easily missed. But yeah, if anytime I'm playing Resident Evil 3, if it's not the Dreamcast version these days, it's the PS1 version and it is the American version. Because I'll play it on PSP. I don't know. I've not really noticed it, but I've not spent much time with it recently. So I know you'd know way better than I would, Bane. There, let's deal with this. Ultra waves. The menu being sensitive is kind of an interesting idea, though. Not something I've ever noticed. I'm trying to think of what the most sensitive menus I've experienced are, and I can't think of any examples. Ooh. Death by red barrel. And the fact that it wasn't you who killed yourself is amazing. It's interesting, because that alley is usually one of the better places to fight Nemesis. Okay, now card. You're having trouble at that point. You been playing it for a while, or was it just late? I mean, at this point, I've got my Nemesis run down. Not my Nemesis, my Resident Evil 3 run down fairly consistently, and it pretty much always involves avoiding Nemesis at that point. Who is this Garden Master? Ooh, X Potion. Don't give it to you. Alright, let's get a look at some of the refining we can do. What can we refine an X Potion into? Nothing. Weird. Okay, and grab fire from you. Arctic Wind, that's pretty good. I think they're refining to Blizzaras. Yeah, I can understand that. I was messing around with it. I think last week on PSP, but I didn't play too far. And I was having real trouble before the... Was it before the police station or in... It was in the police station. I messed up the east office so bad. The west office. Yeah, I messed up the west office so bad. Took so much damage. Didn't play much further than that. But I don't really focus that much on handheld anymore. It's kind of a shame. Not as much as I used to, anyway. With any luck, we'll have Garden under control by the end of today's stream. I don't get the plan of... Oh wow, it's one of you things. I don't get the plan of eliminating the seeds, because the whole point of the garden... And yeah, jumping a little ahead of ourselves here, but the whole point of Norg's plan is to essentially gain money by selling the seed services as mercenaries. And so eliminating all the seeds just kind of ruins that for you. Yeah, we're fully stocked. Good. So I don't get the point of the plan. Killing all the seeds sets you back years. There we go, laser eye. Well, to be fair, the stuff out of... Because the whole thing that we've been seeing recently is... The whole thing we've been seeing recently is from an article on Official PlayStation Magazine UK, which I didn't know was still a thing. But The guy who was interviewed has come out and said that basically anything that isn't a quote has just been interpreted by the interviewer, the guy who's doing the interview. When it comes down to it, the multiple endings came down to really one choice at the end. The rest of the choices didn't matter for it. So the lack of multiple endings isn't necessarily something I'm overly bothered by. Yeah, I'll learn that, I'll be fine. But they haven't said whether or not there's gonna be... whether or not there won't be any choices. They've not said whether that'll be a thing or not. Yeah. I did pre-order it this week, though. I'm hoping, because I pre-ordered it from the same place I got... You know what? That's actually good, because I completely forgot who he was when we passed the exam together. I pre-ordered it from the same place that I pre-ordered Resident Evil 2 Remake and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Yeah, I know who Nida is, I just didn't know who he was when we graduated. That was the thing. I was like, who is the fourth guy? And you were like, it's Nida. And I was like, oh. But yeah, no, when I pre-ordered Resident Evil 2 Remake and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, they both arrived a day early. So I'm really hoping Resident Evil 3 Remake will arrive a day early, because if it does, that's a Thursday. And you're damn right we're going to stream that bad boy. So, you know, that'll be fun. Some tentative plans for April. Like having a picture of Shaun signed by Roger Moore. You know, I think that would be a fun joke. To have, like, the pictures of all the Bonds signed by different Bonds. Like that one Sean Connery Bond picture that you always see. A Roger Moore picture, a George Lazenby picture, a Timothy Dalton picture, a Pierce Brosnan picture, maybe a Daniel Craig picture, but have them all signed, like specifically Bond pictures of them all, and then have them signed by the wrong person. That'd be funny to me. Zoo, what are you up to? Unibomb. Just trust us, Zoo. Okay. Now we can get access to the third floor. You know, I went through all the Bourne movies a few years back, for the first time in years. Like rewatching some of them for the first time in years. And I really enjoyed On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I thought it was really solid. Alright. What up, Sid? Ugh. Okay. Yeah, you actually have a plan. Do I want a rejunction fire? Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, because you might screw up. This really the time for that. That's good work, Bane. MD level. Rumour has it, but where did this rumour come from? And what kind of shelter are we talking? Alright, here we go. Alright. Oh yeah, I got rid of fire for Thera. Eh. I don't want to go through all the effort of junction and load more fires and thunders and blizzards. Here they come. I forget, does this section have a timer? I don't feel like it does. Well, it's not working. Yeah, maybe it's this really obvious hatch on the floor. Nobody's been here for a while. Be careful, there might be stronger monsters. No timer. Alright, that's good. It always amused me how they always copy your exact moves. Especially on ladders. How deep does this go? Oh yeah, no, I remember the Lunatic Pandora wrestler. I usually ignore that and just go straight for the point that ends the timer. But, you know, that's for later. Squall, you can't interact with pre-rendered backgrounds. You madman. It's weird for them to explain this midway through Disc 2. It brings up a point that maybe Final Fantasy VIII is a little too complicated for its own good, that we're still getting tutorial options midway through Disc 2. "30 seconds. What does this button do? Oh, it's a door. What does this button do? Ugh. God damn it. Don't pay full price for late pizza. Okay, at this point, why aren't all three of you doing this? Jeez. You know, if we're not playing Devil May Cry or Bayonetta or something like that, I don't want to be doing button mashing. Especially when there's no kind of visible feedback for it. Get on the ladder, Squall. So I'm thinking about going back to Persona 5 at some point. That should be fun. Not yet, no, only doing a thing. RE4's not too bad because, again, you get a visible feedback for it. My big problem with RE4's QuickTime events is the knife fight. It was cool in 2005, now it's really not. And it goes on for way too long. Ooh, full life. Speaking of QuickTime events, I want to get to Shenmue at some point. I played Shenmue 2 when I was younger on original Xbox. Oh, I believe that. I played Shenmue 2 as a kid on original Xbox. And I enjoyed it to a point, up until the game just kind of stopped and told me to get a load of money. And then I didn't want to do that. Half-Life is another game I've been considering. Again, I did Half-Life 2 up on original Xbox, up until, I think, a little after Ravenholm. Get on the ladder. A little after Ravenholm, and then the disc just stopped working. Because it was scratched, and game don't really take care of the discs they get secondhand. But that's one thing I'll definitely give Granger Games credit for. The discs were usually pretty clean. Well, that was dynamic. Yeah, no, I've never done the original Half-Life, and I wouldn't mind doing it. That, actually, was the issue with my 1.5 HD remix. I bought it. Oh, I guess we're going this way. I bought it, I think second-hand, fairly cheap. Not overly cheap, but I bought it second-hand. And it kept crashing at the same point during the final cutscene. Like, during the FMV. Come on. Yeah, I've never done the original Half-Life. And the idea is, like, if we're gonna do Shenmue, there's the choice of the original Dreamcast version or Shenmue HD. Which, you know, up for debate which one. But the original Half-Life is a question. Like, do I do the PS2 version because I'm a console gamer? Or do I do the PC version and just make do? Because the PC version's gotta be the better version. The PS2 version does have a unique co-op campaign, though, that I don't think is actually in the was actually ever released for the PC. Yeah, don't worry, I got it saved. I think Half-Life Decay it is. Was never released on PC. It's probably available on PC in some form, but I don't know if it was ever officially released. Huh. Probably not a good idea to shoot lightning when we're over a pool of oil. Well, what do I know? I'm not a scientist. Right, because it's a zombie. Alright. Do I have life? God damn it. Just not that great. Okay. Fire on you then. Oh, I do have life. Ooh, that sounded nasty. Good work, Zal. Nice. Did I ever get any more tents? No, I didn't. Alright, new abilities to learn. Not you. Not you. Nah. Wish we could be learning that. Yeah. Not you. Not you. HP plus 20% is always a good one. Plus we need to take a look at who got the extra ability. Vitality plus 20%. Awesome. Yeah. Back when I was trying to do PC games, I actually did pick up Half-Life because you can get it really cheap. And I tried to set the resolution to a reasonable number, and it messed up the resolution. I could never get it back. So I never ended up playing it. Alright, let's abuse something, shall we? Renzo Kuchen. Here we go. Gotta love Renzo Kuchen. Although I don't love how unpredictable it is on the number of hits you'll do. Ah. Well, that happened. Okay. There we go. Go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rough divide. Alright, so what we're gonna do is double. Cast Cura. Oh, god damn it, Zell. Admittedly, I probably should have healed before this fight. God, I hate fighting Jumbo Cactuar. Just any enemy that has an instant kill attack. Really do hate 10,000 needles. You know, if you're gonna do that much damage, you're gonna get the Renzo Kuchen to the face. There it is. End this. You can put the boss to sleep, really. Rough Divide. I'm not entirely sure it's in my inventory, but I've not gone through my inventory properly in a while. Sonic Wave. Oh, somebody's irritating me. I was just thinking Keista should probably have more moves by now. That is a nasty attack. Oh, there goes Squall again. Huh. I wonder if is it percentage based? No, it can't be percentage based because it killed Keistis earlier. Alright, come on, end this. There we go. I'll take a look at my inventory. I say, I'll take a look at the inventory and see what we got. No. Didn't get it. Well, yeah, you start with Laser Eye and you can get Ultra Waves so fast, which I did. Basically, everything drops a spider web. Okay. Alright, now we're going in there. Here they come. Yeah. I guess my RNG had been too good in other games recently. Oh well. The hell is this thing? Alright, let's just press buttons. Press all the buttons. Yeah, I've not really sinned, but he's been too kind to me in some recent streams. Yeah, you mentioned on Thursday when we didn't play this game. the moving. Here we go. It's alive! It's alive! And that's how Sid died. Yeah. You can't tell me Balamb Garden wasn't built with this in mind. It fits together too well for it. Like the Millennium Falcon escaping the Death Star at the end of Return of the Jedi. And we're off. Cool, so now what? Yeah, just take the elevator in your own dick. Don't give me that. Sid had no idea what was going on. Alright, here we go. Are you making Firefly quotes over there? Is anybody dead? What about you? Wait, what? Oi. God, you're like selfie. Maybe I'm just feeling Firefly today. Alright, well that solved nothing. And since we can't go to the ground floor... Sid, nothing's going on. God damn it, Sid. Okay. You realise I've not actually picked... I'm pretty sure I didn't pick up any Timber Maniacs at all. Me in the classroom. Alright, because this is the one point in the game where this door's unlocked, isn't it? Because if you check this door at any other point in the game, before this, it's locked. Cool visual. Well, now that that's done, let's go do some work. What do you want? You should really see by getting the intercom fixed. Alright. I'll try and remember that. We're not going to get to that today. But we've still got pretty much all the Fisherman's Horizon to go through. Push the buttons. Push all the buttons. But in what direction? Well, if we're going to crash into the sea, at least we won't kill anybody else. You know, that's got to be a major displacement of water. We've just probably sent a tidal wave right over Balamb. Cool, you know the ocean isn't endless, right? We're going to run into something sooner or later. Alright, now I should save it. Yeah, hopefully I'll get another chance to beat the shit out of Cypher. Alright, let's do this. Alright, let's get out of here. Boy, I sure hope the Garden Master doesn't ask to see me. You guys are training to be elite mercenaries. What's up, kid? Oh, I don't want to have to do a side quest in the training centre. Why don't you tell him? Didn't you have access to his office? Yeah, with the bridge, the railway bridge that covers the entire thing. What do you want? I don't like the way you people speak to me. Yeah, you think, like, Sid especially would have been aware of Fisherman's Horizon having to be in the way. Well, this doesn't seem suspicious. Well, that's even more reasonable then. Just kick him in the dick. Sid, should you really be swearing in front of the children? What's actually going on, Sid? Yeah, I remember that. What do you want? Well, I got one of you disrespects me again, I'm gonna cut your fingers off. Yeah, that's not practical. That's also really stupid. Oh god, I don't remember the sequence of this boss fight. Garden faculty are just shit entirely. It's really a case of, like, they go around ordering us around like dicks, do nothing to actually earn your respect. But also, there's the fact that we are elite mercenaries. Yeah, I know there's something with the orbs. Right, that's the sequence. Alright, thanks, Ben. No, don't worry, I know about Leviathan. You know, I don't think I've ever seen it go to red. It's been a while since I did this. Last time I did this, I must have known what I was doing. Okay, so you're gonna hand me over how? Because once again, elite mercenaries, you're a bunch of dickbags. What are you gonna do? Your garden. Oh yeah, no, you ordered the students to find Sid and bring him to you, when none of the students had any idea you existed. That is actually poor exposition, because who talks like that? This guy also has anger issues. Is he just beyond existing, like from that angle, kind of like Night Owl's vehicle in Watchmen? Or was it Archimedes, I think it was called? Or am I thinking of Clash of the Titans? Right, that's why I know what to do. Oh, looks a moron. There we go. Some good magic here, though. Alright, somebody needs to stock up on life. now you attack that one. Yeah, I'm not doing the drawing in this fight. I really don't want to. 100, so attack you. Crack it open like an egg. Awesome, back to max. I love getting a new GF. Opens up so many possibilities. There. Come on, break open, you bugger. I missed that one. There it is. Towley. Jeez. Never really liked Towley as a character. I think there was one point in like one of the later seasons where I was actually, that's actually kind of funny. It was either one of the later seasons or one of the games, and I forget which it was. Okay. Now he's actually going to start attacking. I was never really into Towley. There's Leviathan. Well, you know, being all stocked up on Esna is good. You know, if it wasn't for the fact he's casting mid-level magic, I'd feel like I'm actually fighting a cripple. Or just a fat guy. Alright, let's do this. Nice, critical. Is that it? Is he dead? Nope. Everything paused for a minute, I thought he was dead. Well, you know, at least it's not the Psycho Crusher. Really? The last bosses were doing more damage than that. Come on, Norg, up your game. Alright, here we go. Oh, you weren't supposed to attack that. God damn it. Slice him. Slice him up. There we go again. Psycho Crusher! Dude, do you have a problem with Keystis? He's attacked 3 times so far in this fight. Every one of those attacks has been at Keystis. Oh no, whatever will I do now that you've cast Shell on yourself? Surely you have thwarted me with your masterful strategies, Garden Master NORG. You fucking idiot. You gonna attack Keistis again? No, he's going for Zell. I can understand attacking Zell. I would all attack Zell sometimes. A lot of the time, really. Is it over yet? Nope. Yeah, that's right. Stay blue. You know, speaking of Street Fighter, every time the Anniversary Collection goes on sale, I'm always tempted to buy it. The problem is, I've never really been into Street Fighter. I just wanna learn Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, but I have Street Fighter 3 Third Strike on other stuff. So I have it on PS3. I have the Street Fighter 3 Third Strike Online. I have on PS3. Hey, Professor. How you doing today, buddy? Nice. That is the stuff I like to see. Alright, let's see. Well, yeah, Street Fighter 2. I'm not into Street Fighter. I never have been. But as a fighting game fan, I've got to respect Street Fighter 2 for basically creating the genre as we know it. Without Street Fighter 2, we wouldn't have such amazing games as Tekken. Or Guilty Gear. Mortal Kombat wouldn't have happened without Street Fighter 2. The industry would be totally different without Street Fighter 2, you gotta respect it. What I don't have to respect is the fact that they re-released it 5 times. You buy the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection, you get 5 versions of Street Fighter 2. It's ridiculous. Alright, let's sort this out. Okay, you're still going. You're still going. You're still going. You're done, so I'm gonna put you on Magic plus 4 ammo. I don't like any of these. I'll put you on Treatment. Elemental Attack Junction's a good one. That's fine. No. Yes. Actually, no, because we have everybody set to that, don't we? This will be fine. Yeah, in the original Japanese version, Bison was called Vega. Balrog was M. Bison. It's a weird thing because swapping 2 of the names around would have been fine, would have made some kind of sense. But they swapped 4 names around to deal with it, and it's really weird. I don't really get it. Okay, move fine, they'll be fine. Alright. What was Vega called in Japan? I forget. Because like M. Bison was Balrog. And they changed his name to Balrog because they were concerned that it was copyright infringement on Mike Tyson. And so they changed Vega to M. Bison, they changed M. Bison to Balrog, they changed Vega to some... They changed Vega's original name to something else, whatever Vega originally was. Where am I going? Infirmary? Go to the infirmary. Yeah, that's why it was. That's why they did it, Mike Tyson. Yeah, like I just said. I mean, you put it more concisely than I do, but yeah. Like I say though, I forget who the fourth character was because they swapped 4 names. Was it Sagat? Was Sagat called Balrog? Vega was originally Balrog. I'm sure it's 4 characters. I don't know, I'm not overly up on Street Fighter lore. To be fair, I'm not really up on any fighting game lore anymore. No, I'm pretty sure Guile was always Guile. Yeah, Sagat was the final boss of the original Street Fighter, and it was retconned in later Street Fighters that Ryu beat him by giving in to the Satsui no Hado and pulling off a Shinshoryuken. No, not a Shinshoryuken, it's a different kind of Shoryuken, which is how Balrog got the scar on his chest. Yeah, the licensing deal for that fell through, but Midway didn't want to throw away what they had. So they reworked the Van Damme character into Johnny Cage. It's very obvious when you look at Johnny Cage in the original game how close he is to Van Damme in Bloodsport or Kickboxer. One of the two. I forget because I get those 2 movies confused a lot. Kickboxer. Alright. I think they've got Kickboxer on Netflix. Definitely have Kickboxer on Netflix. They might have Bloodsport on there. Well, I guess we're done here. And of course, Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat is the generic Bruce Lee character that every fighting game has to have. Name a fighting game series, chances are it has a Bruce Lee character. Unless it's an anime fighter. Guilty Gear doesn't have one. BlazBlue doesn't. You know, I've never seen them past the first one. What is Zoo? Zoo? Shoe? Oh, of course, the white seed. I forgot about this. Yeah, Guilty Gear doesn't have one, BlazBlue doesn't have one. Skullgirls doesn't have one. But like most fighting game series have one. Yeah, martial law and forest law in Tekken, Fei Long in Street Fighter. Liu Kang, Jan Li in Dead or Alive. There's pretty much always somebody who's Bruce Lee. Tekken gets extra credit though since Tekken 2 for also having a Jackie Chan character with Lei Wulong. And you have no idea how shocked I was that Lei Wulong was DLC for Tekken 7 and was Season 2 DLC for Tekken 7. Like, really? Why was Lei Wulong not in the base game? Pretty much. I bought Tekken 7 Ultimate Edition during the Christmas sales at Xbox. It comes with Seasons 1 and 2 of DLC. The fact that they're still calling it Ultimate Edition is ridiculous because they've started releasing Season 3. And Season 3 includes characters like Ganryu. And it's like, why? What? That was spelled wrong. That said Master. Heasd Master. But yeah, like, some of the DLC characters for Tekken 7 are unbelievable. Characters that really shouldn't be DLC, that should have been in the base game. Like, Julia Chang, it's like, okay, I can kind of understand Julia Chang not being in the main game. But Armor King? Why was Armor King DLC? I'm just... Part of the reason I'm not overly into fighting games anymore is the lack of time to, like, sit down and properly learn a fighting game these days. But beyond that, the DLC situation for them sickens me. Prototype Jack I don't think is DLC. Prototype Jack was in Tekken 2, and then reappeared in Tekken Tag, which was a dream match situation, which had every character. And then reappeared in Tekken Tag 2, which was, again, dream match situation with every character. But then Tekken Tag 2 was missing some characters, and they added them in free updates. And I think Prototype Jack was one of those, actually. Now we finally meet Alone. Except we've met Alone before, and now we finally know who this girl is. Why is your nose missing at this angle, Lorne? Well, because of the massive prevalence of esports and how profitable it can be for somebody to be a competitive player, fighting games are probably bigger than ever. Evo is bigger than ever, definitely. Street Fighter V is probably the biggest Street Fighter now, but that's one of those cases of Capcom throws so much money into the competitive circuit that even if people were really wanting to stick with 4, there's no money in it anymore. And there's a lot less interest. It's something that makes Melee really surprising, Super Smash Bros. Melee, because it's the oldest game that was kept on Evo's circuit for such an extended period. And it was really weird, especially to have Melee as one of the 9 premier games running alongside Smash 4. And it needed to go, and then it finally went, I think, last year. And Smash Ultimate was still there. Or Smash Ultimate made its debut there, and they took Melee away, which was good. Because the Melee metagame has been stagnant for a long time, because there's nothing you can do with a game that old. It's like, I love high-level Third Strike play. It's one of the main reasons I want to learn Third Strike. You know, Third Strike's actually a bad example, because of the parry mechanic. You can see so much variety in the high-level play, whereas the high-level play of Melee was always Fox, and it was so boring. But whether they're selling better, Smash Ultimate outsold a lot. Tekken 3 was the best-selling fighting game until Smash Brawl came out. And then Smash Ultimate has outsold Brawl, but whether you count them as fighting games, I generally don't. I consider them more party games. Let's see. I started fighting games with the original Mortal Kombat on Super Nintendo. I had Mortal Kombat, I had a friend who had Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and I never got into that. Then we got the PlayStation, and I got Tekken 2. And Tekken 2, as much nostalgia as I have for it, Tekken 2 is hard to go back to. And then I had Tekken 3, and Tekken 3 is fantastic. Tekken 3 still holds up. Fantastic fighting game. After that, I really ended up diversifying a lot of my fighting game stuff. Tekken 2 was fantastic at the time, but it's aged kind of poorly. It's one of the problems with a lot of the old 3D fighters. It's slow, it's kind of clunky. But there's a lot of nostalgia there. It's visually really clean, which I like. And the soundtrack is fantastic. Mortal Kombat 3 is garbage, and it has a way higher reputation than it really needs. And then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 was worse, and I think people finally caught on with that idea when Trilogy came around. But on Xbox, I ended up playing Dead or Alive 3, which was pretty interesting. I really like the Dead or Alive series. And I want to pick up Dead or Alive 6 at some point. I ended up getting back into Mortal Kombat, which I hadn't played since the first one. I ended up playing Deception, and I really enjoyed Deception. Not really sure what happened after that. There was some other stuff here and there. Midway did spam Mortal Kombat a lot. But you know what? It's not even just the Mortal Kombat trilogy, it's everything. Like, you look back on the stuff Midway did, and Mortal Kombat was everywhere for a while. It's unbelievable. There was the movie, the games, comic, the cartoon, the live action show, the live tour, which I've not been able to find footage of online, but I have found interview footage with the cast, and it is very cringy. But what else was there? There was some other fighting games I ended up dabbling with on the PS1 that didn't leave a huge impression, but were fairly entertaining at the time. The Mutant Academy games, X-Men Mutant Academy 1 and 2 were pretty solid. There is technically Mutant Academy 3, which is Next Dimension. I had that on GameCube, but it never really did anything for me. I never had Soul Blood number 1. I have it now, and I've never actually played it. I do want to take a look at Soul Blood number 2 at some point. I have a fan translation of that, because that never came out outside Japan. Or Tobal 2, it's not Tobal number 2, it's Tobal 2. Never had Guys. I've played Guys, I don't think it's that good. But that said, I probably would have enjoyed it as a kid. Battle Arena Toshinden, I had a demo of one of them. And it seemed entertaining at the time. But from what I'm aware of with Battle Arena Toshinden, it was a series that never evolved past being a 3D fighter. Like, the first game comes out and it's well regarded, it's a solid 3D fighter, because the bar is fairly low for 3D fighters when it came out. And then the second one came out and it was more of the same with more characters. And then the third one came out and it was the same with more characters. But by this point, Tekken had really been evolving. As far as like 3D fighters go, and Virtua Fighter was doing the similar thing on the Saturn. Virtua Fighter was evolving as far as 3D fighters went. And Battle Arena Toshinden just didn't. Yeah, I might have to take a look at that sometime, Ben. I'll agree with you there, Professor. Graphically, for the time, Battle Arena Toshinden is a pretty good-looking game. But, I also have a thing for those old 3D polygonal graphics. Yeah, what else was there? There wasn't really anything else until I got my PS2. Which was 2008, I think. We got into college. A friend in college gave me Tekken 5, and it was the first Tekken game I'd played since Tekken Tag. Which I hadn't spent much time on. And Tekken 5 was fantastic. Star Gladiator I've never played, never really heard much of it. The original Marvel vs. Capcom, I think I've played for like 10 minutes. I have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on this, on the PS3. It was the first game I bought digitally on the PS3. And I'm glad I did, especially since you can't buy it anymore. I'm not overly big on Capcom fighting games, honestly. Hey, you stop with your Masters of Terras Kasi. Yeah, I'm not overly big on Capcom fighters, but like the good big appeal of the Marvel vs. Capcom games is the crossover. Really, if you're gonna do one of the Marvel vs. Capcom games, Professor, I would recommend Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Get it while it's available. You can get it on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Only available digitally. It comes with all the DLC that was released, because it was a last-gen game. It comes with all the DLC that was released. But it's only available digitally, so once Marvel decides they're taking the license away again, it's not going to be available again. Like how... like how you can't get Marvel vs. Capcom 2 anymore digitally, like you can't get I don't think you can get the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games anymore on PS4 and Xbox One and possibly PC. And it's the big problem with any of these licensed games now. The license ends and they just take them off sale. And it really is a shame, because Ultimate Alliance is a fantastic game to play with other people. The Strager, really? Oof. I've only ever seen that in action. I've never played it myself. Soul Calibur. I first played Soul Calibur 2 on original Xbox, actually. That's a game I shouldn't have forgotten about. And Soul Calibur 2 is really solid. The best version is, of course, the GameCube version, because it has the best guest character. I have Soul Calibur 2 HD on here, actually, which gives you both Spawn and Heihachi. They should have put that on Wii U so you could get Spawn, Heihachi, and Link. But they didn't. So, you know, that was fun. But I do have the original Soul Calibur on Dreamcast now, and it's fantastic. Such a good fighting game. I bought Soul Calibur 6 at the same time I bought Tekken 7. I got the deluxe edition, came with the Season 1 pass. They've announced and I think started putting out Season 2, but I've not played it yet. Soul Calibur 6, like, we go back to the issue of fighting game DLC, Soul Calibur 6 really irritated me. Because Namco announced it, and started announcing the characters in the roster, and before they'd finished announcing what characters will be in the game, they announced DLC. They announced the first DLC character. Dreamcast Soul Calibur is fantastic. You can get the original Soul Calibur on Xbox 360 and it is backwards compatible with Xbox One, but they've cut stuff out of it. The best version of Soul Calibur is still Dreamcast Soul Calibur. Bio Freaks! Oh god, that is garbage. You ever see War Gods? That's another fighting game Midway did. It feels like a prototype for Mortal Kombat 4. But then let's not forget that basically all of Midway's fighting games around that generation were bad. Including Mortal Kombat 4. Midway didn't do a good 3D fighting game until Deadly Alliance. No, Bio Freaks, War Gods, Mortal Kombat 4, Mortal Kombat Gold. Oh, that happened. Remember when Dynasty Warriors was a fighting game? You know what? I've never played Killer Instinct. I really should. There's got Rare Replay now. That has some Killer Instincts on it. Yeah, I heard the Game Boy version of Killer Instinct was actually really good. I've never played I've never played Primal Rage. I've never played the original Clay Fighter. I played Clay Fighter 63 and a third. Never done the original. I heard Killer Instinct Gold on Nintendo 64 was also really good. Like Rare coming in and showing everybody how to do a decent fighting game on Nintendo 64. Everybody's there complaining about how awkward the controller is and you couldn't possibly design a fighting game on it. And then Rare comes in and is like, you realise this is basically a 6-button pad, right? And then bam. Floodgates open. And by that I mean you got like 5 fighting games. But Rare had the good ideas. Ooh, more blue magic. Let's definitely use that. I should really pick up some tents. Yeah, around the PS2, after I got the PS2, I also ended up picking up Guilty Gear XX. I think it was Sharp Reload I got. And that was how I got into Guilty Gear. Okay, the guy on the right has mid-level magic. So, you know, I think we're going to be spending a while here. Rare did do a lot of pretty interesting and creative stuff. It's kind of a shame that after they were sold to Microsoft, they never really hit that same level of creativity. But there is also the case of a lot of their Nintendo 64 games were really hard on the hardware. It's kind of crazy just how bad frame rates would get and how much we were willing to put up with. Diddy Kong Racing was good. What did I have as a kid? I had Diddy Kong Racing and I had GoldenEye. I enjoyed them both. GoldenEye was my first FPS. Was it? It was either GoldenEye or it was The World Is Not Enough on PlayStation. It was one of the two. Or was it? Was it Doomed? I don't know, it was one of my earliest first-person shooters. I might have played Exhumed. No! Dark Forces would have been my first-person shooter. Star Wars Dark Forces. Really? Because I would have thought Banjo-Tooie was the best example of that. Like, Banjo-Tooie is legendary for how bad its frame rate gets. You know, or maybe Conker's Bad Fur Day. Because you got to give credit to Conker's Bad Fur Day. Despite the frame rate dips, it's a good looking game on the Nintendo 64. But GoldenEye lags. Like, going back to GoldenEye, there's so many hurdles you have to overcome. The controls being, like, the main one, but the lag and the frame rate issues that game has. It really is a shame they never actually managed to do that remake. Like they did with Perfect Dark. The dinosaur game did come out. The dinosaur game ended up being Star Fox Adventures. Because Shigeru Miyamoto, in all of his wonderful wisdom, decided to ruin another British developer for Nintendo. Yeah, the game-breaking bug for DK64 that was only fixed with the expansion pack, weirdly. Yeah, no, Shigeru Miyamoto goes into Rare's offices one day, sees them developing Dinosaur Planet and says, "Hey, your main character there looks like Fox, make it a Star Fox game." Which, you know, is probably part of the reason why Star Fox Adventures was kind of shite. Turok wasn't Rare, Turok was Acclaim. Published by Acclaim, developed by Iguana Entertainment. I feel like Iguana Entertainment went on to do something else. Let me get a look at this. Because of course Acclaim went bust in the early 2000s from all their wonderful business decisions. Okay, studios closed down because of Acclaim. I'm not sure. Yeah, Rare did do Battletoads. Turok did... Yeah, Turok was a comic. The games are adaptations. Oh, I can't find what the guys who were behind Iguana Entertainment are doing. I'm sure they went on... I'm sure I heard they went on to do something. But it's not on the Wikipedia page. So I don't know. Yeah, man, I feel like the Star Fox Adventures thing was Nintendo screwing with a British developer again. Like they did with Argonaut software. But Argonaut comes out with the... they help develop the Super FX chip. They come out with Star Fox on Super Nintendo, or Star Wing in Europe. And they're all they're set and hard at work on Star Fox 2. And Nintendo's like, yeah, no, we're gonna cancel this because, you know, we're working on Nintendo 64. And then Argonaut's just kind of left out to dry. And then Star Fox 64 comes out with a lot of the ideas that happen to be in Star Fox 2. And then Argonaut tries to pitch a Yoshi game for Nintendo 64 to Nintendo, and Nintendo's like, no. I don't think Argonaut ever recovered from that. Like, Star Fox would have been their big moneymaker. Or at least would have made them, gotten them the recognition like Rare got for their stuff. I don't want to do that. The Yoshi game they were working on went on to become Croc Legend of the Gobos, which is a mediocre at best game. But imagine if it had had Nintendo support behind it. It would have been probably better. Yeah, Wrinkly Kong's playing Nintendo 64, and at certain points when you go into Wrinkly's cave, you can hear the castle theme from Mario 64 being played, because she's playing Mario 64. Like I said, I think, rather than it actually being a case of the Nintendo 64 being in development or being released at whatever point, I think Nintendo just wanted to get rid of Argonaut. I don't think they would have had any grounds for that. I think Croc is different enough. The only real similarities between Croc and Yoshi are that they are both green reptiles. I don't think there's enough there. If Croc shot out a tongue and grabbed things with his tongue, then ate stuff with it, maybe, but it doesn't. Yeah, I do feel like the whole thing was to, like, pull Argonaut away from it. if Argonaut had actually developed and released 2 Star Fox games, you're thinking Simpsons Road Rage. If Argonaut had actually released a second Star Fox game, then you could have pretty much tied Star Fox to Argonaut. But at the time, Argonaut was kind of a little-known British developer, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, no, you're thinking Road Rage, Bane. Road Rage was the Crazy Taxi ripoff that Fox sued EA over. Not Fox, Sega sued EA over. I don't think it says it like anywhere on the packaging or anything, but Road Rage was published by EA. I was assuming it was published by Fox. I saw an interesting thing recently, actually, that Road Rage was originally intended to just be one huge map, rather than the 6 small maps. And the reason it was cut down into 6 small maps was because the PS2 had some kind of bug. There was some bug in the PS2 version that wouldn't load it all at once. Or like wouldn't load the one map and then, you know, like maybe load parts as you approach them or something. There was a problem with the PS2 version, so they cut the areas up in all the versions. Which is a shame, because, you know, having all the areas available like that would have definitely helped deal with the load times. Maybe it was Fox they sued. They sued one of them, but it was published by EA. I'm not sure if EA's name is anywhere on it. EA had the Simpsons license for a while. I'm not sure if they still do, they might. I'd have to check. Because there's the mobile game, Simpsons Tapped Out, which might still be EA. But it was a blatant Crazy Taxi clone. There's no getting around it, it's Crazy Taxi with Simpsons. It was a fun enough game. There's not really much substance to it though. And that's definitely one thing Crazy Taxi has over Road Rage, there's more substance to it. Yeah, I was playing Simpsons Hit and Run recently, and the logo appears in the game at the in the opening, in all the logo stuff, and it's spelled Electronic Arts. It's not EA Games, which is weird because like I think Hit and Run was like 2003, and I've played games before that were like EA Games, Challenge Everything. Which, you know, was the slogan at the time. Really? So who published it? Who published it in Europe? Like, did Square have a European office at that point? Like, the only reason we got Final Fantasy VII was because Sony published it. I think Square published Final Fantasy VIII themselves because Final Fantasy VII proved to be a huge hit. But Sony's the one who published 7. You know? I got Blaster Master Zero a little while back. I think it was in the Christmas sales. Or the sales over Christmas on the eShop for Switch. So I finally got Blaster Master Zero. And it has the Sunsoft name on it. And the Sunsoft logo with, I think it has Aero the Acrobat on it. I'd have to go through it to doubly make sure, but I think it's the logo with Aero the Acrobat on it. I know Sunsoft had Aero the Acrobat on their logo at one point, but I feel like it's still on there. And I was kind of surprised, because I thought Sunsoft died off in the 90s. Yeah, just says it was published by Square. I wonder. Like I say, I don't think Square did any other titles in Europe at that point, not themselves anyway. Something maybe worth looking into at a later point. There's logos on Mystic Legend. Mystic Quest Legend. You know, if we go long enough, I wouldn't mind streaming the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest on Super Nintendo. I think it'd be kind of interesting to go through that game all the way. I think it's only like 10-15 hours. It's not a huge game. It's got some good music. How close to done are you, Zell? Alright. But yeah, I mean, keep going long enough, there's a bunch of stuff I'd like to stream. Huh. That's interesting. Mystic Quest for us in Europe would be the Game Boy game, which was released in America as Final Fantasy Adventure. The one I'm thinking about was released in Europe as Mystic Quest Legend. Yeah. Wait a minute, wasn't that a thing actually? Mystic Quest Legend was the first Final Fantasy game we got? No, because Final Fantasy Adventure would predate it. But Final Fantasy Adventure is a mana game, which would make Mystic Quest Legend the first Final Fantasy game we got, and Square was pushing for... There we go. Square was pushing... There we go, finally. Square was pushing for Mystic Quest to be... they were pushing it as an RPG for beginners, in the hopes that RPGs would then catch on in the West. And it didn't make RPGs catch on in the West. But I remember it was the game that Square pushed in Europe. The first one. The first Final Fantasy game they pushed in Europe. No, it wouldn't have been known as Final Fantasy, but it was the first Final Fantasy game. Oh, no, Final Fantasy Adventure, no. Yeah, I'm thinking Mystic Quest. The naming's confusing. It's problematic. Alright, now, Junction. Now that we're done with that, though, let's get on the way. 54, this is going to boost us. No, it isn't. 46. 56. Blizzaga. Really? You don't have anything better for the magic? Huh. Number 8 between 2 stones, though. Yeah, I think that's because the Final Fantasy wasn't a series in Europe, because Square didn't give it to us. Number 8 between 2 stones to open a dungeon. Does that sound familiar to you, Bane? Yeah, the first Final Fantasy named Final Fantasy was 7. Link to the Past fighting. That is Adventure, that's the Game Boy one. Yeah, that was called Mystic Quest in Europe. That is the one you're thinking of, Professor. No, the one with Links to the Past fighting is Mystic Quest, Bane. Mystic Quest Legend is Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Mystic Quest is Final Fantasy Adventure. You know, let me write this down. This will work easier. There we go. Oh, I dare you, rapscallion. To be fair, it is confusing. It's a stupid naming system. And they, like, Square should have really just called it Final Fantasy. Like, so I think Sony being the ones publishing Final Fantasy VII in the West is the reason it's called Final Fantasy VII. Who knows what Final Fantasy VII would have been called otherwise if Square had published it themselves. Alright, let's do this. Do any of you have good magic? I wanna boost my strength. Okay, you're fine. Okay, kill them all. Yeah, Final Fantasy Adventure, like, I go by the American names because it's just easier. Final Fantasy Adventure is The Legend of Zelda, with a Final Fantasy skin on it. But it also predates Link's Awakening. So, you know, if you had it at the time... if you had it at the time, it was the closest you were getting to a portable Zelda game, and it wasn't bad. Leveling system's kind of an issue, but, you know, that's just old game. I can't believe they drove that thing all the way here. It reminds me, at some point, like, we took a look at Final Fantasy Adventure. At some point, I want to do the remake, Adventures of Mana. Yeah, how's this? Ooh, what's this? Be something worth it. Stop. Alright, now we're gonna junction all the stops. And this time, there ain't a time limit to worry about. Not gonna have that problem again. Okay, everybody has both of those, good. This might take a while. You know what, though? I played Secret of Evermore years ago via emulation, and it was kind of entertaining. It held my attention longer than Secret of Mana did, but I never finished it. I'd love to go back to it and try it again. Yeah. It's an interesting thing, probably an overlooked script. Not the dialogue script, but like not the written dialogue, but overlooked scripting, because they don't expect you to be talking to Zhu as anyone other than Squall. So they never put in a script for it. Player character is Squall. Yeah. I won't mind going back to Secret of Evermore. It caught my interest. And I never did much of it. I've tried Secret of Mana a few times over the years, and I've never got far with it. For various reasons. A lot of the time, emulating stuff just didn't appeal to me. Or I wasn't able to focus on a game as much when I was emulating it. Possibly because there's just so much there. Like when you... It's one of the coolest things when you start emulating stuff, that you have so many games there to play. It's probably the first time you really see that many options at once. But it also makes you think, like, this is fun, but there's all these other games I need to check out as well. So unless something really grabs you, or you have a crazy amount of restraint and focus, you don't end up doing much with it. I remember hearing people were kind of disappointed with Secret of Evermore because they were expecting it to be a sequel to Secret of Mana, and it's really not. You want to talk about a game set in small-town America, or at least starts in small-town America, Secret of Evermore was way more interesting to me than Earthbound was. But I need to get around to Earthbound at some point. If for no other reason, then I want to do Mother 3. Mother 3 sounds really interesting. Yeah, you know, I was thinking, like, is Secret of Evermore a game that is more respected now than it was back in the day? And I don't feel like it is. I feel like it's a game that's mostly been forgotten. You talk about, like, classics that Square put out on Super Nintendo, and you talk about Final Fantasy VI, Chrono Trigger, probably Final Fantasy IV at some point, Seiken Densetsu 3, Secret of Mana, and like nobody ever really talks about Secret of Evermore. Kind of a shame. See, that would probably be the smart thing to do, but I want the context. Like how I played all the way through Final Fantasy XIII for the context of Final Fantasy XIII too. Except that just made Final Fantasy XIII 2 more confusing. 13-2 opens up with Lightning as a Valkyrie fighting against monsters attacking heaven. And it's like, this does not line up with the end of 13. I don't know what's going on anymore. (13-2) is a confusing game that I want to get back to. I've heard it has an improved battle system, and I like 13's battle system. Hey Soul, how you doing, buddy? Oh, is Keistis gonna die? Well, that's the thing, I did 13. Oh, come on. Yeah, she can die to do double attacks. That was ridiculous. That was 2 attacks at once. But because you're right, Soul, Keistis is Bae. We give Keistis full life. We don't mess around with life, we give her full life. I think Ultros was DLC, wasn't he, in 13-2? But yeah, I played through all of 13 specifically for the context. For 13-2, and then it didn't help at all. But I do want to go back to 13-2 because I like 13's battle system. The problem was the game wasn't built for the battle system. Try to remember that she's only 18, Soul. I mean, she's legal, yeah, but she's also really young. God, it's so easy to forget how young all these characters are. Crazy. Is this the youngest the cast ever gets? I guess the cast in Final Fantasy III were basically children. We're not playing Final Fantasy X, Soul. There's no ball to be played. Auron's only 35. And what you got? Teller is pretty old. Gluff is pretty old. Zaz is clearly the oldest character in 13. Underage when you met. We were all underage, Soul. Her sister Lightning. You know, I'm glad that Square stopped pushing Lightning on us. She was in way too many games for way too long. I like Dissidia Duodecim, but I dislike that the story mode focuses so heavily on Lightning. Nobody likes Van. How old's Realm? And Rydia starts off really young, but she ages really quickly after she goes to the, oh, what's it, the Ether March? Soul March? After she goes to Hell. It's not really Hell, but I'm gonna call it Hell. You know, I liked Fang. Fang was one of two characters that I didn't immediately want to punch. And then near the end, she turns into a, she goes off the rails for no reason near the end, and is a boss fight for no reason. Yeah, Fang's the woman with the staff. Well, by that time, by the time she did that, I was just not in the mood for anything. And then all of a sudden, oh, you bastard! All of a sudden, they turn around and ruin her with this stupid. Oh no! I have to fight you because of poorly explained reasons. And I just wasn't in the mood for it. VIII coming. Younger than Realm? Younger than Rydia? How close are we to being done here? Okay, she's done, that's good. Like, Rydia starts off really young, doesn't she? I always assumed she was like 5 at the start of 4. Not really sure how old Krill is in 5. How close are you to being done? Almost done. You spelled VV wrong, Soul. Yeah, it's a good thing it's not a special beam cannon. Did I make that joke last time? How dare you, Soul? You say Steiner's woman, you mean Beatrix? Stop aiming for the same character, you bastard. Yeah. Rough divide! Okay, you done yet, Zell? Good. You know, I'll just do this. Yeah, but to be fair, you would have done that with a lot of characters, Dane. If you had the choice, you would have ditched so many characters for females. Right, who's it aiming at this time? Is it Keistis? Aim at Keistis. Oh boy, there he goes. Well, this is why we didn't heal Squall. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Blank was really cool. Oh, let's end this fight. Been going for long enough. That's gonna hit Squall, isn't it? Yep. Because he's just that cool, babe. Yeah, it'll be good to get to Final Fantasy IX. I mean, it's not going to be anytime soon. I want to do Persona 5 after we're done with Skies of Arcadia and Final Fantasy VIII. That's just to do for Persona 5, and after that, definitely break from RPGs. I really shouldn't do multiple RPGs at a time. Oh, Professor, you and your jokes. I can't believe they drove this thing all the way here from Galvani. You know, that's an interesting turn of phrase there, Soul. Can't say I've heard that before. I have now, yeah. You know, it was cool when Indiana Jones did that. God, I really need to rewatch Last Crusade. Temple of Doom is Definitely my least favourite. The tone is really off. But more than that, I don't like Willy as a character. You know, my favourite character from 15 was the Dragoon. I cannot remember what she was called. I want to say Arachne, but I feel like that's wrong. I don't hate Temple of Doom. They took the junctions off them, god damn it. I don't hate Temple of Doom. My biggest problem with it is just there's so much screaming. And compared with the rest of the trilogy where the female characters actually contribute to the movie. It's like Marion is a pretty decent character even though she spends a good amount of the movie captured. And Elsa in Last Crusade is great. The fact that she turns out to be a villain and then the love interest for the rest of the movie is basically Sean Connery. It's great, love it. I don't know, I feel like Marion and Elsa were both hotter. Everybody throws hate at Short Round. And Short Round never really bothered me because Willy's there. Yeah, there you go. I always liked Short Round. How did you know she was a Nazi? Hmm? How did you know she was a Nazi? She talks in her sleep. And then he just stares at him. Last Crusade is great. Like, bringing back Marcus was great. Bringing back Salah was great. And then having Sean Connery as Henry Jones Sr. is fantastic. Love it. I told you, no camels! Yeah, you know, now that you mention it, so I probably wouldn't mind rewatching the entire trilogy. So why do you keep calling him Junior? There's Henry Jones, Junior. I prefer Indiana. We named the dog Indiana. What a great way to end the trilogy. I will say, like, I don't really hate on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull like everybody else does, but I've only seen it once in cinema, and I enjoyed it well enough at the time. Except for the ending, I didn't like the ending. Well, I probably should rewatch Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Why you follow me, Irvine? The ending where it's just aliens really felt out of place. Well, that's the thing. Sean Connery retired ages ago. They offered him a cameo in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I was like, nah. His justification for it was reasonable, though. I didn't think the audience would like it if they brought Henry Jones Sr. back just for him to say, nah, I don't want to go on an adventure, thanks. You know, I'll definitely give that. King of the Crystal Skull felt like a movie that Harrison Ford was interested in making, unlike The Force Awakens. It felt like he was actually interested in being Indiana Jones again, when it didn't feel like he was interested in being Han Solo again. Yeah, I think some GFs learned new abilities, didn't they? You're still good. Or not. Spirit's a good one. Yeah, it's not like Harrison Ford did a bad job in The Force Awakens. He is one of the best parts. He only saw it because of Shia LaBeouf? That sounds kind of weird, actually. Oh, Professor, you're such a kidder. Yeah, no, like Harrison Ford definitely was one of the better parts of The Force Awakens. He turned in a good performance. You just get the feeling afterwards that he didn't really want to do it more than anything. Like, Lucasfilm and Disney probably threw a load of money at him to do it. He was like, fine, but I better die in this movie. Cate Blanchett as the Soviet commander is weirdly attractive. I don't know why, because in most of her roles, she really isn't. I think Ford wanted Solo dead from the minute he started playing him. Hey, Selfie. But I feel like if Han Solo had died at the end of Return of the Jedi, it would have really undermined the happy ending. I mean, when it comes down to it, Hela in Thor Ragnarok, maybe it's just Cate Blanchett with black hair. Maybe that's what it is. Because I'll definitely agree, Hela in Thor Ragnarok is like, that's a very attractive role you've got there, Cate Blanchett. You know, I don't think Ben Solo was the problem with the sequel trilogy. I say this as somebody who still hasn't seen Rise of Skywalker. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of memes recently that like the main meme being Adam Driver admitted to hospital with severe spinal injuries from carrying the entire sequel trilogy. And I don't think that's necessarily fair. Like I said, I've not seen episode 9 yet, but the acting in the sequel trilogies isn't the problem, it's good acting. It's one of the reasons why I think complaining about the actors was always stupid, because the acting was always good. He's not really injured, it's a joke. Like, he's got severe spinal injuries from carrying the entire sequel trilogy. It is a joke. Like I say, it's I don't think the acting in the sequel trilogies was bad. I think the problem is the writing. It's kind of an interesting case to compare with the prequels, because a lot of the stuff in the prequels is bad performances, largely down to bad dialogue and poor direction. Meanwhile, the sequels are good performances delivering bad dialogue and story. So it's kind of a weird opposite to the prequels. You see that, I go on one mission and suddenly I'm everybody's leader. No, it's been decided since you went back in time and told Idea how you were going to defeat the sorceress in the future and how Seed was going to be made. Yeah, I heard that. And because essentially the prequels only exist as memes now, a bunch of people are really excited about it. Christian Hayden. It's Hayden Christensen, Professor. No. It's a big part of the reason that makes Episode 2 the worst of the prequels. Because Episode 1 has its good points. I like the pod racing sequence. The battle against Darth Maul is fantastic. Episode 2 relies too heavily on the romance, though, between Anakin and Padme. And it's bad dialogue, it's bad romance. It's actors trying to deliver bad dialogue with bad direction. And because of that, there's very little chemistry between them. Revenge of the Sith does it a little better. There's not really much chemistry there between the two of them, but there's more chemistry between them than there was in Attack of the Clones. And they share like three or four scenes together, thankfully, rather than half the movie. Come on, you don't mean that, Bane. You don't hate battle droids. Oh, God. No, pod racing is fairly entertaining. I love the pod racing games that came out of them. They're pretty solid. You're going down a path I can't follow. Oh. You know, I'm gonna do this completely wrong because it's gonna amuse me that way. And also, it gets us done with this quicker because I honestly don't care. Selfie can have the base. Yeah, it seems like they train seeds in everything. That's fine. And then Keistis will play the flute. Getting really jaunty there, isn't she? Also, why does it look like she's wearing a skirt? Doesn't she wear pants? No. Let's put you on the saxophone instead. You really need to fade out and fade back in after actually kind of a long loading screen for this. There you go. I love a woman who knows how to play a good sax. There, let's save this. Time's it. Yeah, we got a bit of time. Sex my bitch up. Bow, dang, 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 down. Bow, ba, down, ba, down, bow, 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 ba, down, ba, down, bow, bow. Bow, ba, down, ba, down, bow, 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 ba, down, ba, down, bow, bow. Bow, ba, down, ba, down, bow, 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 ba, down, ba, down, bow, bow. Wah, wah, wah. How dare you, Star? How dare you come in here and tell me to shut up? You think I can sneak past her? Damn it. How you doing tonight, Star? Yep. Remember, the main cast are all teenagers. There's an interesting idea that Final Fantasy VIII explores the troubles of child soldiers, but it doesn't really do it that well. Ooh. That sounds nasty. Give me some of the details. Yeah, the disinformation thing. It's part of the problem with the internet age. Reminds me of a Driver 3 gate, if you remember that. I was hoping it'd be more interesting than that. People name calling each other on the internet's boring. Why does it sound like Irvine's sending me on a date with a porn magazine? Run, selfie. Run. Nice. I think we saved a life here today. You know, that sounds like it'll be bullshit. Like, that sounds like something you really couldn't deal with. Four forms. You know, I could kind of believe that, I guess. He technically had three forms in the original. Standard, shirtless, and blob. A helmet would kind of work, I guess. So shirtless isn't considered a different thing. Well, that's kind of what I mean. Not like the burnt mode that he has when you fight him in the clock tower. Once he's shirtless, the more tentacles come out and he's actually grabbing you and throwing you with the tentacles. Did they ask the mayor if they could do this outside his house at night? Tank thing on his chest. You know, I've not really looked much at the Nemesis stuff since the reveal trailer. Yeah, that's a good point, Professor. I give this like no stars. You're all off. Again, this is where we could do with that thing in Final Fantasy VII that tells you when there's another, when there's a place you can go to. Yeah, that's kind of what I do with everything once I'm actually interested. I watched the reveal trailer to get an idea of what it looks like, and that's kind of it. I'm not looking into anything else. I did the same thing with Resident Evil 2 Remake. The reveal trailer happened, the developers showed off like an hour or so of gameplay after the reveal trailer, and I watched like 5 minutes of it to get a look at how it felt, like how it really seemed to handle, and that was it. I didn't look at anything else until the game was out. I appreciate that, Star. I feel like this magazine exists just so you can examine it, so you know that this is a place you should examine so you can sit down to continue the dialogue. Because otherwise there's no way you'd know that you need to examine this area. Yeah, Herbert is kind of a bitch. At some point, Kenny's gonna fall in love with her for not really a well-explained reason. No, her real name's Renoa, but we're naming everything in this game after South Park characters. But since you can only name 2 of the characters, all the other names have gone on GFs. Herbert is Mr. Garrison. His name is Herbert Garrison. And we're called, like, we couldn't do Mr. Garrison in, like, as the name. It was too long. But we did it so that we could call Angelo Mr. Hat. Well, we never considered Mr. Twig as a name. We were like halfway between Mr. Hat and Mr. Slave. Because, you know, Mr. Garrison puts his hand up both. I did the clip of us using Mr. Hat. We did the clip of Renoa using the dog as her limit break. And essentially what happens is, like, the dog jumps onto her arm and she fires the dog. That's what I want to call it after the puppet. I'm not sure. You might be thinking of Spy Kids. Oh, Mr. Bill. So now we get more of Squall's tragic backstory. You know, looking at it, that duvet is actually hideous. Like, it's really horrible camo pattern. Well, he never does find out his parentage in the game, does he? And it's never confirmed in-game, is it? No, it's not confirmed. I think it was confirmed in, like, one of the Ultimanias. But I don't think it's ever confirmed in the game, and I don't think Squall is ever made aware of it in-game. Yeah, like I said, I think it is confirmed in some kind of official material, just not in the game. It might be one of the Ultimanias. Now you can get the Final Fantasy VII, 8, and 9 Ultimania now, in English. Stop clapping. Sarcastic, I can feel it. Don't call me Commander, call me Boss. No. Selfie works. She has the best limit break. The way you drive Garden looks so stupid and impractical. I guess if you want to draw that as a hint. Who are all those people on the ship? It'd be nice if somebody who knows would tell us and stop keeping secrets. Prepare for departure. There are no seatbelts. Everybody hold on. Seriously, probably should have put some seatbelts in it. Get in there, Selfie. You have the best limit break. We're actually going to see how Nita controls this thing. No, we're not going to see it till later, okay. The piloting mechanics for Balamb Garden look really stupid. Meow. Meow. Vroom, vroom, meow. Right, now let's do the junctions, since they removed all my junctions. Figure out how this goes. Okay, so Sheila. And draw. And then make sure she also has one that has magic. Wendy. I spent long enough figuring out the right balance of this, and then they removed it. It's irritating. And Towley. Low stack? 78. 68. They do stack. Yeah, Cartman. Strength plus move find. Should be fine. And auto. And also save it. Alright, let's go. You know, I forgot Galbadia Garden is just floating here. Never explained that Galbadia Garden can do that, it's just kind of assumed that they did it the same way we did. Which leaves the question, could Trabia Garden have done that? I wonder. Alright, let's go. Alright, we get off on the right side. There we go. Alright, let's go beat some people up. This isn't the Balamb theme. That's what I'm telling you. Hey lady, what's going on here? She's been fell to the hands of the sorceress that welcomed her with open arms. Let me in. Let me in. John, look at you and let me in. And once again, Zell decides to open his big mouth. Really shouldn't have brought him. Espionage. The commander's staying at the hotel. I'm sorry, why did you remove Keistus? Yeah, let's go get some grub. Look, I want to sleep so I can restore my health. Don't mess with me, Zell. Mal, you're safe. When I saw you weren't in the kitchen, I got really scared. Because you're always in the kitchen. Fujin? It begs the question of when did Fujin and Raijin leave Balamb Garden? Because the last we heard, they were helping evacuate the students before the missiles hit. So since then, they left and joined the Galbadian army? Let me go up into your room and go for a nap. Dingbat. Well, that's the thing. I say before the missiles hit, they were evacuating students. But then, by the time that crisis was over, we were in the water. When did they leave? Was it during... It had to have been during Fisherman's Horizon. Well, Squall wasn't the one who knew they were doing it. I think Zeus said they were. But more than that, it's... The weird thing is that they were mentioned. And then after that, they weren't mentioned again until they pop up here working with Galbadia. That's the weird thing. Yeah, I forget this. I forget how this goes so you can get into the hotel. So we might just end up wandering for a bit. Find the dog. I mean, it's not that many areas to explore, I guess. Hey, the Queen of Cards is gone. Yeah, I had a feeling it was there, but like you said, find the dog. And by the time I'd finished reading, it was like, wait, the dog? Is it the harbour? I'd already left the harbour. I was like, well, might as well check everywhere else. Yeah, well. Use this dog to find alone, because dogs are psychic. Right, I remember this. He goes to Zell's house to cook the fish, but they're not good fish, they're bad fish, and they give him stomachache. Because he's a moron. Yeah. Because Zell's house is the only house in the town that has kitchen. That's right, we're going up to your room. Del, grow up, you fool. It's weird that he has guns on the wall. Yeah, I want to rest first, is the thing. Thanks though, Bane. Zell, I'm taking the bed, you can sleep on the floor. That was quick. Yeah, fully healed. Yeah, the boxing bags, I understand, but the guns? Kinda weird. Sounds like Irvine accidentally discharging all over the place. Because he's a fool. Alright, back on the hunt. Rightly, Fujin has something worth drawing. And Raijin might as well. Yeah, that's fair enough. There you go, Pandemonium. Thanks, Bane. Fun fact, it's not actually letting me access the menu right now. Hygiene, you moron. I'll blind him, alright? I'll blind him with science. Okay, who has it? There we go. Replace that with blind and protect against sleep. That should work. Now I can access the menu. Alright, let's see. 3, 3, 2. I had more GFs than that. Well, yeah, Raijin. Rai being Japanese lightning. Fujin being, you know, Japanese wind. Beyond that, I don't really use magic. Hey, Rajin. Yeah, you know, if you guys could beat me when Cypher can't, then it begs the question, why are you guys following Cypher? It ain't like he's charismatic. Alright, let's see what goodies we've got to draw. Alright, let's just beat him up. Not true. Can't you get Tombury King this disc? Like you specifically say junctionable GS, which means I assume you're taking Odin into account. But if you can get Odin, you can get Tombury King or Tombury from beating Tombury King. There we go, he's blind. This background looks kind of crap. Yeah. Not sure I want to go after Tombury though. Not sure I want to go after Odin without doing some grinding. Is that time limit? Not yet. I don't think we're doing enough damage to really be able to deal with it. No, that's fair enough then. Yeah, I know you don't like to have Odin before the end of Disc 3. I say, it doesn't really bother me. Yeah, you lose Odin if you have him before the end of Disc 3. But Odin's not a GF I ever counted on. If he turned up, cool. But I might have been after doing something with that battle. Overall, I guess, if it wasn't for Tombury, I'd probably leave Odin overall. It can be more hassle than it's really worth. Especially if you want to draw, and Odin turns up and ruins it. Yeah, I forget where you get Phoenix and Boko. Now that's when Fujin beat the crap out of Zell, and everybody watched and clapped. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, overall, I'd rather have neither. Like, Zantetsu being something you never really expect anyway, it's never something you count on. And as a result, it can really ruin stuff if you're actually working on it. If you try to do some grinding. Shumi Village, yeah, alright. Chocobo Forest Boko. That's not going to require the pocket station, is it? Pocket Station only gave you items, didn't it? Like non-essential items. Quick, everybody beat up Raijin. Probably a good time to cast Protect on everybody, actually. There we go. Then do a cure, and we should be fine. Morgan should be choked though. Anyway. Yeah, that's the thing. Does the Pocket Station, if you import a Pocket Station from Japan, does it work with the Western version of Final Fantasy VIII? Because it still has the support. Because they hadn't took it out yet. Like, was the Pocket Station region locked? I guess is my question. Like, would a Japanese Pocket Station work with a Western version? You don't know. Something worth looking into at some point. Just for curiosity's sake. I mean, you'd need an original PlayStation to do it anyway. Alright, everybody beat up Raijin again. Get him. Get him some more. Get rid of him. Jeez, Raijin, go down. Oh. That is really weird. I do have a third-party PS1 memory card, but I haven't used it in years. I don't think I ever used it on the PS2. When I'm playing PS1 games these days, and the PS3 is a way better option, and it's got the virtual memory cards. Especially when I want to play something like Soul Reaver with its save file that takes 3 blocks. Ugh. I mean, that said though, the GameCube was always the worst with its memory cards. I believe you, but, you know... I would be interested in seeing a picture of that, though. Yeah, the GameCube with its memory cards, the storage space on it was really weird to actually clarify. Because the PS1 was 15 blocks. Every memory card was 15 blocks. It was simple. The GameCube memory cards. The GameCube memory cards were, I think, like 64 blocks or something. But, like, different games took up different number of blocks. It wasn't really as simple as the PS1 was. And then some games couldn't be saved on smaller memory cards. Like the standard memory card size, which I had. Young Good and Evil took up most of it. It was like 50 odd blocks. If you want to save The Sims on GameCube, any of the Sims games, you needed a bigger memory card because the save files were too big. It was really irritating. How many of these do we have? Okay, so we'll start from scratch there. And there. This could take a while. You know, if you have Kenny attack, you'll at least have an actual end to this. Yeah, if we have Kenny attack her as we do this, we can end the fight when they've either got 100 arrows or when Fujin goes down. And if they get 100 arrows first, then the fight's closer to ending anyway because we've been attacking Fujin. So it works out better. Did you load up your PS2 right now just to show me? That is pretty neat. You know, it's also really interesting that the PS2 can read the Pocket Station. You wouldn't expect that kind of backwards compatibility with it. Considering it was a very niche PS1 accessory that never left Japan. You know what? She's not casting arrow anymore. You know, I kind of doubt that. I've never seen that happen with any other enemy. Because I've done playthroughs before where every time I come up against new magic, I'll start stocking it for everybody. And I've never seen that stop the enemy from casting it. They should not do that camera effect. Like, the camera rotating around there really shows that those stairs are painted on. See if we get to see it again. And whenever you see those stairs when the camera moves, you see that they're just set up as the perspective here. But otherwise they're just painted on. There we go. How many? 95, awesome, almost done. $77, sweet, almost done there. Probably be a good idea to stop attacking her for the minute. So we can make sure Zell gets a full stop. Like that, you can really see it. Why do that camera angle in this area when you can see that those stairs are painted on, and also that this is just a small box rather than an actual room with a view? It seems like such a bad idea to have that. It's like when we were doing the battles in the corridors of Balamb Garden, and the camera didn't rotate when the battle finished because it was very obvious that we hadn't really done much of an arena there. That's not too bad because there's depth to those windows. The outside isn't just painted on. like the stairs and the zoom from the top, they don't work, and it's weird that they've let them in. Or is that it? I hope that's it. Awesome. The one's in the back of your head. That didn't really make sense. I meant to say alone's in the back of my hand. Then smack her with the back of my hand. That's a dangerous attack. Lady of a few shouty words. Alright, here we go. One day we'll get to Kingdom Hearts 2 and see the Kingdom Hearts version of Fujin and Raijin and Cypher and Vivi and Setsu. So hey, good work on curing yourself of blind, but I think we're just going to put it right back on you. That Psy attack would have been a real problem if she'd used it more often. Pandemona. Yeah, I guess. But like, Cypher, Fujin, Raijin, Vivi, and Setsu are all in Twilight Town. Yeah, alright, Ike's good. Yeah. Along with Sephiroth, Yuffie, Aerith, Leon, Sid. Yeah, and Cloud and Tifa. I wasn't really fond of the Kingdom Hearts 2 redesigns for a lot of the characters. Especially the Final Fantasy VII characters. Like Cloud, Yuffie, and Aerith. Got the designs changed to just be the Advent Children designs. And then Tifa just had her Advent Children design as well. I think Sephiroth did, but the main thing they removed was just the wing. They toned down the flaring coat as well, but you know, the main thing was the wing. Well, I like the Kingdom Hearts 1 designs for the Final Fantasy characters. Especially Leon. I think Leon looks way better in Kingdom Hearts 1. The Banshee's Buster Sword was an interesting design. And it gave Kingdom Hearts Cloud a good difference from Advent Children Cloud, but then just making the design Advent Children was really disappointing. Did they remove the junctions again? No, good. Actually, let me swap these and then switch them. The Selfie has a better limit break. That is totally abusable. Alright, I guess we'll head to Shumi Village now and call it a session. Let's see, where's Shumi Village? This is Trabia. There's Shumi Village. Awesome. So Galbadia Garden was here, but the Sorceress wasn't. And that seems kind of weird. Yeah, but beyond that, like, Selfie's just a better party member. Geestis has the blue magic for her limit break, which is useful. But Selfie being able to do almost anything with her limit break is ridiculously helpful. Especially since it's my preferred method of healing. Causes me problems a lot of the time, but it saves me using magic. Alright, let's see. How do we get on there? Exactly, so if she's on board Galbadia Garden, why wasn't she around Balamb? Oh yeah, forest. Not the forest we're after. That is a chocobo forest. Yeah, there's got to be a path on there. I know there's a path on there somewhere. There it is. So like, if Galbadia Garden's there, and she's on board, and Cypher's on board, why send out Fujin and Raijin? There we go, Shumi Village. I keep pressing triangle to reverse, and it's not reverse. Is this a case of, I forget, is this a case of like the Highwind in Final Fantasy VII? Where you have to be on grass? No, it isn't. Good. 8,000 Gilago to draw Ultima. You know what? That is actually a bargain. Let's see what these guys have. It's not bad. I mean, we've got it all, but do with some healing before we go. Awesome. Well, let's kill him. Nobody has cards set up. Damn it. Oh, that reminds me, I should check the junction again. Alright, so change the abilities. Somebody has card. There it is. There we go. Wait a minute. Who has hit junction? Huh. Because that isn't something that Kenny needs, because Kenny always has maximum hit percentage. So if we swap that with... swap it with Wendy. Really? That is surprising. You would think that, wouldn't you? Especially since you'd assume the person who's done the long play knows how to play Castlevania. And if you know how to play Castlevania, you can beat it in under an hour. Like, not even speedrunning. Well, that's going to do it for tonight. We've gone over time because I went back to Balamb. Yeah. Yeah, that's it for tonight's stream. We'll be back on Tuesday, 8 PM, Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, with Skies of Arcadia Legends. We are in the continent of Ixataka, the New World. See how that goes. As we try to find the green moon crystal before the Valuans and prevent them from awakening the green Gigas. But as for today, I want to thank everybody for joining the stream. I always really appreciate the support. Special thanks to Bane, Professor, Star, and Soul for joining the chat. I always really appreciate that. Yep, from the New World. I always really appreciate the support in the chat. It's what keeps the stream going. Once again, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time on Tuesday with Skies of Arcadia Legends as more stuff happens. But in the meantime, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.